Hello and welcome to this video, everyone. In this one, it's a particularly interesting one. We're testing a freeride board against a Freerace board against a race board with a freeride sail, also with a race sail. So it's going to be a very interesting comparison. By the way, guys, let me know in the comments what is the kind of board you use, and in the end I'm going to give you my advice which is the best board for you. And I would say we just started. Checking out the Carve 109 on the 7.2 Speedster, a Freerace sail without cambers and the standard fin that comes with the board. So let's see how it goes. Man, I'm always surprised how fun the freeride board is because I don't get to use it so often. Let's go to the hard fact straight. 30.69 max speed on 2 seconds. So that's going to be our reference. Fun factor is obviously high because it's like so controllable. You can go like with the arms behind the hand because it's like very connected to the water. So if you compare it to like a more racy board that always wants to lift away and you really have to be 100% focused to not make it fly away, while this one kind of, yeah, it just don't have to do anything. But probably not as fast as the others, which is obvious. 109 is a pretty small freeride board. For less wind, less experienced people, a bigger freeride board is the right choice. Today it's pretty windy, so it was a good board actually. And I was surprised by the fin. Felt very stable, so that was really good fun. Jibing, if we compare to the race board, obviously I use race boards all the time. Again, when you go through the chop, especially on the outside, it's like really connected to the water. So the way it goes over the chop is more relaxed and predictable, while the slalom board is more nervous and precise in a way. Kind of what I expected. So now we change over to the Freerace board, the Futura. It's 120 liters, so quite similar to the 109, still a little difference, about 11 liters, but it's a lot wider. Therefore also the fin is bigger. This one comes with a carbon fin, so quite a different setup. I'm gonna stay on the Speedster sail, just yeah, to not change too much. Later on I'm gonna put the Futura on a race sail as well. Yeah, while we're at it, big thanks to the TWS Center for borrowing this sail to us. It's a pretty well equipped center over in Tenerife, so shout out to them for borrowing the sail to us. I don't actually have one myself. Maybe I should get one after today, but let's try the Futura. The board is big now, especially for this wind. It's super windy. The fin is a lot bigger, the board is a lot wider. I still went faster. The hard facts first, 30 knots top speed, and then especially the 100-meter average was a lot faster. So 31.29 on over 100 meters. If you want the board to rail, you really can. So like it really gets loose if you need it to. That's the main feeling. I feel like compared the carve, especially when you go upwind against the chop, it's a lot smoother. So this is a bit more reactive, but still quite easy and connected to the water, and especially in the jibe. Pretty fun because it makes like a very, I don't know if you saw that in the videos, it's a very nice radius, it feels like. It kind of gives you a radius, but that radius feels like just right. And then at the exit, you have a lot of time to shift the sail, so it's relatively easy to make a fast race jibe with it, that's what I would say. The carve compared, it wasn't like, it was more of a, yeah, carve jibe, not a race jibe. So very interesting. Obviously a bit faster, even though a lot bigger and a lot bigger fin. So very interesting. Now the race sail. Lars, how many knots faster do you think I will be with the slalom sail?
2 or 3 knots.
So then I would be at 34, 35.
You think that's possible?
I think it's going to be something like that, yeah. Nice. 2 to 3 knots. That would be my guess as well. Wow, that was quite a bit fast. Our prediction was good. It was exactly 2 knots faster. The board, the Futura works really well with the race sail. Obviously, it's harder to handle everything in the jibes. It's a bit heavier, obviously, but when you go downwind, it just feels like less resistance, obviously. And yeah, 2 knots faster. Harder to jibe, of course. I like this combo better than with a Freerace sail. I feel like the race sail feels more at home on the Futura than the Freerace sail. That's my personal feeling. So, fuck, yeah. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the slalom board. This is my favorite part now. It's a 73 slalom board. Let's go. Let's see what top speed I can do today. Hard facts first, 36.89, so another 2 knots, actually 2.5 knots faster. So yeah, that's your result, kinda. I mean, this board obviously is the racing machine. It's a lot more nervous and it wants to fly, it wants to fly, it wants to fly, you know, like all the time it wants to ride above the chop. And that's what makes it so fast, right? And then I have my 37 chopper fin, which I race with. So obviously that helps a lot as well. In the jibes, it's great for race jibes. I would say the Futura is easier in jibing. The Futura really is a lot less effortless in a way. So more or less the same speed. I think if I put this fin, it would come close. We still saw 2 knots difference. I think it would come down to 1 knot difference really with the same fin. It's not the right size fin for the Futura, so can't really compare it. But that's your difference. Get about a knot difference in top end speed, and then yeah, it's just easier. So I think most people over a long distance, they would probably get more average speed out of the Futura just because it's easier, right? And if you're really fit and you have the technique, then of course you're faster on this. So yeah, I think that's a good comparison. That wraps it up very well. Man, was good fun. Felt fast. Wow guys, what a day and what an interesting test, I have to say. I never did such a test, and today we did it together with you guys. Let's wrap it up. So if we look at the carve, we have 30.69 at a 2 seconds max speed. With the Futura on the Freerace sail, we have 32 knots. Then we have 34.29 knots as 2 seconds max with the Futura on the race sail. So 2.29 knots more compared to the Freerace sail. And here comes the Isonic with a 2 second max of 36.89. So actually 2.5 knots faster just by putting the full-on slalom gear with my personal race fin. So now, which board is for which person? The Freeride board is a board which could be kind of your first windsurf board, especially if you look at the bigger carves, at the bigger Freeride boards. They're the ones that are easy to get planing. They are easy to learn a jibe on. They're inside footstrap positions. So if you don't feel so comfortable yet to go so far outside, you can really learn how to use the foot straps, how to use a harness on those kind of boards. Yeah, and then you can progress also the carve range. You know, if you go down to the volumes like 109, like today, they're a lot more sporty, and therefore you really can push them also at a higher level. And in more wind like today. If you are more of a free racer, let's say, as the board suggests, you should go to a free race board. Who is a free racer? A free racer is a person who already knows how to jibe, knows how to plane, feels comfortable to go a little bit further outside into the foot straps. And it's also great to learn to perfect your race jibe and to go basically for hours and hours. Which if you're not fully trained, you wouldn't be able to do that on a race board. And then you obviously have your full-on racing board, your full-on slalom board. And for that board, you really need to have a lot of skill. You need to know how to go far outside in the foot straps. There's only one foot strap position. You need to know how to rail the board on the fin, have a lot of body tension. And obviously you need to know how to use a racing sail, because the Futura free race board is a board you can use either with a free race sail or with a race sail. The slalom board really is a board you use solely with a race sail. The jibes are more difficult, the board is a little bit more nervous, but obviously has the highest top end speed. So I think the most people who don't windsurf 2, 3, 4 times a week should probably go with a Futura, because it's just a board that if you're not as fit, it helps you to stay out on the water longer, it helps you to push longer. It's just easier, but has almost the speed of a race board. And yeah, so those are the differences. I hope this video was interesting for you. It was definitely very interesting for me. If you liked it, please be sure to leave us a like under the video. Let us know in the comments. Again, I read all of the comments. I can't always answer all of them, but I read all of them, so let us know which board you're using. Would be good to see what the ratio is of you guys out there. And yeah, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of it. And I would say I see you guys in the next video. Bye.